Whew, what up, guys? Let's see if this thing is live. Refresh the chat. I didn't set a notification today for the stream. Let me back this light down just a little bit. There we go. That should be better. Got me a fresh new hat in the mail from a mystery guy. But let's see if this thing's running up on the YouTubes right now. Been having a little issue. Here we go. Yeah, we're live. What's up? Jeremy? Sorry I didn't put a notification up here. So do me a favor, guys. Man, I've spilled something all over this good 6 cents fishing shirt. What's up, Hunter? What's up, Ryan? We're going to talk about a little bit about a technique called the quitting rig, aka the Carolina rig, / the ball and chain / the Chinese lasso. And man, I won a little bit of money last week, and so basically I fished 2 derbies this year. Won basically on a Swimbait. The second one, we got third, but it was a 3-fish limit. And Kentucky Lake is really tough, and I'm going to be really honest. I was really excited to get third place, and I always give credit where it was due. My old school fishing partner, Mr. Jeff Defew, one of the best sticks I've ever known and got to fish with. He said, we're going to go smallmouth fishing, and you're going to catch a big one. I need you. And I said, all right. And, dude, it was just like old times. It was tough, and I caught a big one. And I actually caught several fish. I told him when he picked me up at the house, I said, dude, you better be ready with your net hands because I got a feeling I'm going to catch them. And I did. So, felt really good. Got my yearly winnings up more than a couple other guys that make crazy videos on YouTube. So, always proud. I have about 700 winnings this year in 2 tournaments. And, yeah, for Kentucky Lake, I feel good about it. So, anyway, we're going to talk about this right here. The beard, man, so I've been working a lot, and it's really hot at work. And just sweating my balls off. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to shave the beard. What's up, man?
We can play this.
You know how to play cards? I'm really good at cards.
Yeah.
There you go. Baitman Jr. in here for a minute. You want to say hi?
Hi.
So do we look the same now since I shaved my beard? Yeah? What have you been doing?
Playing with my friend.
Playing with your friend? I got you. Alright, well, I'm going to talk fishing tackle, okay?
Okay.
I love you, buddy. I missed you. Watch out.
Oh, one here, Barry.
Watch out. Yeah, keep the dog out of the bait room, including Neely. Alright, anyway. Shut the door. Or just keep it like it is, okay? Anyway, let me go over. I want to see who all is in here, give some shout outs. Sycamore, yes. I am back to fishing. Haven't fished much, but when I have, it's been okay. What's up, Bayou Burner? Dude, so here's the deal with the Carolina rig, and really kind of what's happened here on Kentucky Lake is it's tough, and that Carolina rig, as slow as I'm fishing it, or you're fishing it, those bass, they see it in their face and they eat it. And our lakes really kind of turn into a smallmouth lake. And for some reason, like back in the day, 10-15 years ago, even earlier than that, you would catch a smallmouth on accident. Now it's like you catch a largemouth on accident. So, good job, Darren, man. When they bite it, those smallmouth absolutely smoke it. Like, there's no doubt. And I'll go over my setup here in just a second and show you guys some baits that I think are really good on a Carolina rig as well. Thanks, chap. Hopefully I can stream some more. I meant to last week, man. It just killed me with the overtime at work, But I'm not going to complain about the paychecks. We'll get us a bass boat probably next year. So, what's up, Dave Tooley? Express Jack, all the members of the channel. Thank you guys so much for your monthly contributions. I'll make sure I pay it forward. Dude, I still haven't shipped any freaking they're all sitting here. I gotta ship all the giveaways and stuff. We'll make up for it. We'll get us some more giveaways. You know, we're here in May. Let's go for June or whatnot. So, Dustin, I promise at the end of the year you'll have won more money than me, because I may not fish any more tournaments. So, what's up, James Wells? Hope you're doing good, man. So, anyway, let's talk a little bit about the Elite Series that was on Lake Fork. Congratulations, Mr. Lee Livesey. Lee's done a podcast with me in the past. A great dude. I think it's one of the first ones he'd ever done. Now, it was his home lake of Lake Fork, but I've always said it's really tough to win on your home lake, especially at that level, because so many guys are good. But anyway, I got some stuff to unbox here, some new stuff from 6 Cents Fishing. We'll talk about that, and then I want to go over 2 setups that I used in this tournament, and you know, I'm really impressed with the new Crube bait. I don't know if any of you guys got the Crube from 6 Cents. Dude, I like that bait, and I caught fish on it. Literally the 3rd cast ever made, called baby smallmouth. Not impressive. But dude, I caught fish all day on that thing. 6 Cents is sold out. So Tackle Warehouse has all the colors in the Crube. So heck yeah, man. So let's start with a few things. I've been so busy I haven't got to order a lot of stuff, but I do have some samples. If you guys missed it, this is the Duke. This is a new lipless bait from 6 Cents Fishing, and that's called the Duke. And I like the color because I can put all kinds of Duke Nukem references with it. That's my favorite video game growing up as a kid. But if you'll notice the Duke, you can hear a lot of BBs in it, but it's also got some heavier rattling in it. It's got some knocking in it as well. But a little different profile than, say, the Quake or the Snatch. It's almost like a Snatch and a Quake combined. And that's the Shad Burst color right there. A really good color, and believe it or not, a lipless is a pretty good bait this time of year. And I know guys think it's a spring and fall thing, but you get around the shad spawn or fish kind of trying to school, man, a lipless is really good. So this thing is 2 inches, so it's not a really big lipless. And it's 5/8 of an ounce, so it's designed to be kind of like dynamite in a small package. That's the Duke. I like this color, Shad Burst. It's one they sent me for a sample, and they got several good colors on the site. You have to order some, but if you'll notice here, it's a little thicker on the head and thinner at the tail, so you're gonna get a lot of vibration, and it's also gonna go nose down, which is pretty cool because, like, the Quake is a really good bait, man. But this is a lot louder. Thank you, James McMullen, for the support, my man. Thank you so much. So this one's even got kind of like, if I had to reference a bait, it would kind of almost be the old school Yozuri, but you know, they put their own spin on it. But I like this. This one's kind of translucent. Dude, I like the Snatch. The Snatch is really, really good. So I really wish they had a color that was like the Nukem or the Duke 3D. My pop's name was Duke. His brother's name is John Wayne King. That's awesome. Dude, Google is a wild, man. You know what else is wild, McMullen? $15 lose baits at Dick's Sporting Goods. What's up, Walton Doyle? My man, Walt. Hopefully you get to do some fishing this weekend, Walt. I am taking a pool down. Unfortunately, guys, my pool had burned up. I didn't catch on fire, but the pump did. So I'm taking that out. I don't know what I'm going to do there. Maybe screen in my back porch so we can do some Baitman streaming on the back porch one day. If you're wondering about my hat, this thing right here. Yeah, if you follow this guy on Instagram, which I do, I've been accused of being this guy. Random package showed up at my doorstep, and that's what it was. I don't stunt. That's crazy. Way too expensive. You know what? Here's the thing. So I'll get on to my subject of I'll tell you guys about my experience at Dick's Sporting Goods after I get done with the box. So, anyway, I could probably get a lot more viewers if I did that. But anyway, so a new bait also released. And I don't have all the colors yet. I'm going to order some tonight. This is the Glitch. It was exclusive to the 6 cents sack, but they actually released them now to the public. And this is the one color they sent me. That's methylate. So, you know those smallmouth, they love those bright chartreuses, the oranges. Man, this thing right here, if you're looking for some bed and smallmouth fishing up north, it's kind of got a small, I don't want to say a shad. It's not thick enough for a goby. It's almost like an alewife profile. Very similar to like a Dream Shot, made in the United States. So all these plastics, the new Glitch is made in the U.S. So you can use whatever your favorite drop shot hook is on this right here and go to town. And I'll be honest, man, it's going to be a good largemouth spotted bass bait as well. So what's up, Gator Adventures? Thank you for tagging me on all those posts. I enjoy seeing you guys make fish catches. Hold on, I'm going to go try something real quick. Oh, I got something I want to show you guys too. But anyway, I've already opened this 6 sack, so I'm going to show you guys what's in this month's box. So they only have limited subscriptions available, so you got to catch it on the right day. But you know, you're basically getting $50 of baits for like 34 bucks. I've got a code Baitman Super 6, and you can get 10 bucks off that. So if you've never got one, now's a good chance. But this is what they put in this month's box, and it's pretty daggum sweet. First, you're going to get the Munch 40. This is a great little shallow crankbait. Baitman Jr. has been throwing this when he goes with me to the pond, and I'm really impressed because, one, Junior can reel it fast enough where it dives down, but man, he'll actually reel it really slow up on top. And man, this kind of got like that man's -1 down. This is the Munch. It's like a smaller version of the Movement 80. And one thing it's got going, it's got that little rattle there. Man, you get to burning this thing, it gets really loud. Got good hooks on it. This is just a chartreuse blue. I mean, these are like $8. So that's bait number 1, and this is the first time, maybe the second time it's ever been in the box. Just released last fall. You pond guys, shallow water guys, fishing over the tops of grass, I think you really like the Munch. Unfortunately, they don't have no grass in Kentucky lately. They just freaking kill it all the time. I don't stunt. What's the best 6 cents crank in my opinion? Dude, flat 75X is really hard to beat. Really hard to beat. But dude, the Crush 50, straight up square bill, Crush 50 100X, man, they're really hard to beat. But that Munch 40 is really good as well. Oh, second bait. This is kind of one of my sleeper baits from 6 cents. I'm glad they put this in. It's a great color for right now. I did clean up. I did think you will. What's up, BJ Barron? Mr. Barron's custom cranks in here, man. Makes some awesome balsa, man. So this is the Crush Mini 25 MD, and that's the custom bluegill color. Dude, guys, if you are fishing ponds, fishing some river system, you get some really tough days out there, this Mini 25 is a fish catcher. You will catch a few big ones, but it is a numbers bait. And it's a great bait to get your kids introduced into bass fishing. You can throw it on a spinning rod, or just, you know, your light crankbait rod. But that custom bluegill, man, it's a really good bait. Reminds me of the old LC skeet crankbaits that I really like. I'll tell you guys a trick what you can do. It takes a while. You can file this and make it almost squirt off and then have a really erratic action. Really like that. So that's 2 really good baits in there, hard baits. In the sack. Remember, the sack is, I mean, it's like $39.99, and you're basically probably getting $50-$55 of baits in here. We've got Father's Day coming up. Don't know when to get your father or your father-in-law or someone that you know is an awesome dad that loves to fish. Grab them a sack, man. I do have some 500 DDs on hand, TJ. And you know what? I will get one here in a second. I want to show you the difference and tell you why Lee was throwing the 500 versus the Cloud 9. So, third bait is a Quake 70 and it's another bluegill pattern. I love the Quake. This one is Cajun bluegill. So got a little blue nose on there. Got a little bit of, you can't see it real good, but it's got a little purple in it. This is a great color, and this is a good one in the spring too. My dang hook's all twisted up here. There we go. So that's Cajun bluegill and the Quake 7. You're seeing a theme. A lot of these baits are bluegill style baits, and that's because there's a bluegill spawn almost everywhere in the country right now. And you saw at Lake Fork, a lot of the Elite Series guys were focusing on the brim spawn, and those largemouth will hang around. So that's a really good one. Cajun bluegill, man, I like that color. That almost looks like a smallmouth bass as well. So that's 3 hard baits in the sack, and I'm really excited they put this next hard bait in the 6 sack, and that is the Catwalk. It's y'all watch old Justin Rule. He loves the Catwalk, man. It's a good bait. This is and this is shad burst, man. So it's a little chromy. Check this guy right here. Catwalk, shad burst. That's coming in the 6 sack. What's cool about that, you can't really tell, but it's a nice V kill on here. It really makes this bait slash and cut the water. When the water's slick, calm, light wind, that's when I really like the Catwalk. And plus you got 3 trebles on it. So I'm a stickler about top waters. I like 3 trebles on my top water. I feel hook up with a lot more bass. This is a really good color right here. A chrome or bone, it's hard to beat either one of them. The shad burst, it's going to throw a lot of light and stuff. Really good bait right there. This is coming in your 6 sack for this month. So got Father's Day coming up in June. If you'll order this box between now and then, this is what they're going to get. But you'll have to make sure the subscription's open. You can do 1 month, you can do multiple months. Lee Livesey knocked him dead on this guy right here. This is the hybrid jig. I'm not going to get it out of the package. It's black and blue. I love the hybrid jig. Really good one. And they also put you in some black and blue stroker craws to go with it. So one thing you're going to see on all these plastics from now forward, made in the USA. So a lot of these plastics from 6 cents now, they're all made in the United States, and I'll be honest with you, they're a lot softer, a little bit more limber than the old versions. Oh yeah, there we are, black and blue stroker crawl. Hard to beat that. You can go anywhere in the country and catch them on black and blue. So that's one thing I'll say. A lot of the stuff you'll see in the six sacks now, they try to be versatile, where a guy from Texas can order one and a guy from Florida, and you can still catch fish. And I think the feedback's been pretty good so far. I mean, there's nothing in here I wouldn't use. You're going to get baits sometimes that you don't know about, and that's okay. They really set you up here too, because this month you get an exclusive color of the crew. And I love this bait, man. This is a new color. I wish I would have had this last week, to be honest with you. It just says 6 exclusive color, but this is kind of like a green pumpkin candy, man. Oh man, I like that. It's got some red flake, some blue flake. Really like that. And that's the new Krug. So that's a small bait. You can Texas rig this. You can Carolina rig it. You can put a tube head in it. But that's an exclusive color to the sack and the Krug. So Dustin says they're only shipping the made in USA plastics now. That's or are they? As far as I know, all the new stuff guys are getting is made in the United States. Dude, stroker crawl, I'm gonna tell you guys, it's awesome on a buzz bait. It's awesome. What topwater baits do I prefer on the edge of bluegill beds? Actually, I like a prop bait. A prop bait or a popper. I've always had my best luck. I have caught a few on a gunfish around brim beds, but honestly, like Black Label Balsa, There's another Lucky Craft used to make what they call a splash tail, I believe, and it was really good around brim beds. The Kelly J, I know some people hate the Kelly J Topwater, but dude, the best time for it is right now around brim beds. It's really, really good. What's up, Jesse Smith? Hey, Simon, I'm good, man. Don't forget about the guy in Wisconsin. Honestly, I have no complaints about the 6-act. Hey, man, you know what? I could nitpick every mystery tackle box, every 6-cent sack, and stuff I get, and I could find complaints about it. But at the end of the day, a lot of people are new to fishing, and they like the surprise. There's also guys that I think you'd be better off if you're an experienced angler and you know what you want, buying individual stuff. If you just want to get a little taste for a couple months and see if you like the products, that's the guys I think the boxes are really valuable to. And plus, hey, you're going to get exclusive colors and baits in the 6-acks going forward, so you don't want to miss out on that. So, last thing they put in here, some 3/0 stout wide gap hooks for your crube, or you can put them in the stroke across. So anyway, once I get all these other stuff shipped out and get off my ass and get to the post office, we'll start doing some more giveaways, because I'm telling you guys, I've got more freaking 6-cent tackle than anybody I know. It's unreal. If I could have this whole wall in 6 cents if I want to. Yeah, I like the Kelly J. The color I like the black one more than any of them. It's kind of like a American MS Black. That one I really like. And Chartreuse Shad, I've done very well on those. You get more bites on a free rig than a Texas rig. I really need to try that free rig deal. What's up, Rich? Let's see. What's up, JP? Yeah, so I'm anxious to see that by you. I would love to see the Divine Swimbait made in the United States. I think the well is now. Let me double check. The well isn't. That package is not. Let's look at this one. Yeah, so the well and the Divine are still not made in the United States. And so here's where you'll run into an issue sometimes. And I don't mean this bad or negative. You may get a bait like, you guys don't think I've been throwing the well a lot. Here's some chewed up Ghost Ice Minnow. Look at this guy. This guy's had some head damage yet. Ghost Ice Minnow well. Here's this one. Literally, I caught like 40 fish on it, and it finally tore on me. But man, these things are eating. What's up, Hella Bass? So here's the issue. If you got a bait such as like this right here, which is the well, these are legit. I've caught tons of fish on them. They run so good. What if you do produce them in the United States and the plastic's a little bit different? What if they don't get the same action? So there may have to be a little bit more fine tuning, stuff like that. I'm glad you're here, Hella Bass, because it might get wild. So Sycamore, this is a great deal. He says, I use my subscription to give lures to kids walking home from school, stop at the garage, see, and I think that's awesome. Dude, caught your PB on the well. I thought I had my PB on the well a few weeks ago. I never got to see this fish in person, but I saw it eat it on live scope. Unfortunately, it was in a brush pile, and I made about 4 cranks. And I said, oh, God, this is a big one. And then I got hung up. So you went through, what, 2 packs, Dustin? 2 packs? Dude, Cinco's at Dick's Sporting Goods were $9.49 a bag. $9.49 a bag. All right, so I want to talk a little bit about Dick's Sporting Goods. See if I pull my phone up here. If I actually got a picture. Anyway, I bet I can pull up my Instagram story. So I'll pull up my Instagram story. First off, If you don't follow me on Instagram, this is a photo from Dick's Sporting Goods. And look at the price. $7.49 for a bag of old monsters. $7.49. You can get them on Tackle Warehouse. You can get them on Omnia, anywhere, for like $5.49 to $5.99 a bag. $7.50 for a bag of old monsters. And the tag says Magnum Trickworm, but they're the same price. That is ridiculous. I don't know if this is Biden's America. I don't understand if it's just Dick's trying to get a tourist trap on people. And then Cinco's were $9.49. But hey, you could buy, listen, if you bought 3 bags of Cinco's, you got 1 free. So you had to spend $30 to get a free bag of Cinco's. Same with Guggen. Guggen baits sells everywhere. That's about all Dick's Sporting Goods was. It's Guggen baits, spinner baits, jigs. If it was Guggen mystery tackle boxes everywhere, it was crazy. But I can't. But I like Academy. Well, here's the deal. If you could get a whale, and I think it's going to be coming, if you could get that whale in the size of this guy right here, y'all might want to go check your academies. If you're a fan of this bait, dude, my academy was absolutely loaded up. And I thought about buying them all, then flipping them on the Swimbait universe. But, dude, Academy was loaded on mag drafts. So, but that bait's what is that? 12, 13, 14 bucks. I can get a 5-pack of the well for $5.99, and I can rig this up weedless, and I can rig it on a jig head, and I can make a, well, obviously not with this one, it's beat up, but I can make a line through on this little well, and I think this is like that perfect size where it's not going to scare off any fish, but it's still a big enough meal that a bigger fish will want to eat it. And man, the well just got, that tail has got perfect action on it. So, alright, I'm catching up with some comments. Bought 3 mag drafts from Academy a month ago. Couldn't pass them up. Dude, the thing about the mag draft is when they're stock, you got to grab them, because if you need them or want them, you can't get them months later. And I'll be straight up honest with you guys. I think the mag draft is really overrated. I think there's a lot of really good swim baits in that same kind of niche. Oh, what's up, Mr. Bama? You're hooked and subscribed. Thank you for joining in to the stream tonight. Guys, make sure you hit the like and share button for me. It's been a while. I'm like you, Jesse. I'd love a 6 and 8 inch well. I know Milliken is working on a kind of bigger version of it, and it's going to be pretty sweet. I think it's going to be kind of cross between a well and like the 316 Rising Sun. Dude, Ernie, you know what else likes the well? Drum. I caught some Magnum freaking drum on a well. In the tournament that I did well in, I threw the well, did well on the well. I threw it quite a bit, and I caught 2 Magnum drum. My partner said I'm not taking a picture of those. So buy 5 deals about the TW price when it's all said and done. Yeah, it's close. But man, $9.49. What if you don't have the cash to buy 5 bags of Cinco's? You only want 2 bags. Then you spend $20 on 2 bags of Cinco's. Yeah, you know the 7-inch swing impact fats, I don't think they really sold very good for some reason. Yeah, isn't that interesting, Swim School? Now it's the Guggen draft is the best swim bait. It's got the money wiggles, as Mr. Zaldane said. And I like Zaldane. I think he's a good dude, and I think he takes a lot of stuff that's said on social media in good stride. And, but, hey, it's just like for years and years, some pros were all about Strike King, or they're all about 6 cents, and now they promote other stuff. So I do like the 6/8 McMullen. The 7/8's just a big old chunk, but the 6/8's nice. But I just feel the mag draft, I don't know if it's overrated. It's just overhyped. Like, you got a lot of Mega Bass fanboys out there that have never heard of an Osprey or a 316 Rising Sun. I mean, I've seen posts all the time, this is the original, Swimbait, and I'm like, bro, mag draft is a harness swimbait. This guy right here was around before the mag draft, and these are getting really hard to get, and that's the Babe. I'm getting a lot of DMs about the Babe, and I don't have very many left. I've got about 3. This is a time of year this bait really, really shines. So that original Bass Pro Swimbait, the Babe, man, they're hard to beat. I have not tried a mid-depth burrito. I would like to. That's awesome, man. And the thing about Lee, you can watch Bass Live. He basically caught. He wasn't lying to you. He caught his fish on what he said he caught them on, and he had the bait fuel deal going and everything. The Boom Boom was based off the Babe. Yes, it was. I missed a lot of bites on a mag draft for some reason. They do not home up and bite. Yeah, the 8-inch one, I get a lot of what I call impacts. Like, you'll be swimming the 8-inch and you just feel boom, but nothing's on it. It's like, I don't know if that's smaller fish or fish just going to smash it and not really eat it. Whereas the well, it's a little bit smaller, and I feel those fish just really eat it. Yeah, he caught them on a 6-inch 300 DD. He caught some on the Divine jig, and I know he was Carolina rigging, I think a net bait worm or something like that, maybe a Mad Packer. He's an American Baitworks guy too. So, what's up, Frank? I know you've been crushing the big smallmouth, but anyway, back to Dick's. Something else that was really wild. Like, I never thought I would see $15 for Lew's. You heard me right. Lew's Mock Series lures. I don't even know what a Mock Series lure is. But I'm just going to be real honest with you guys. That has to be something that is like marketed to pond fisher YouTube crowd. Because I looked at these things and their jerk baits look just like a Guggen Scout. How can you knock off Guggen baits? I don't get it, man. Like, anyway, but the paint jobs were gross. It literally looked like someone took nail polish and made these things. Thanks, Mike. I do know a few baits before I was born. I'm not an antique bait man. I like stuff that's always been kind of relevant in the tournament scene and stuff like that. And you get into all the old heading stuff and the antique stuff. I'm just off in left field. But if it's a tournament proven bait or something that's always been popular around the South or Midwest, I kind of know. But yeah, I put those loose baits on my store. So here's my question. I'm not mad that they're charging $15 for bait. Because listen, it is America. You can charge what you want to. No, these baits aren't even Strike King repaints, Darren. They don't even look like a Strike King. They literally look like Guggen baits. Now, their crankbaits, the ones I saw, weren't Guggen-esque. They're. So my issue is, you've got all these guys. If you want to, Strike King and Lew's are owned by the same parent company. So you've got all these Strike King pros. You've got Van Dam. You've got Andy Morgan. You've got Andy Montgomery. You've got who else is striking? Shaw Grigsby. It's almost a who's who. Mark Menendez, Greg Hackney. You got so many of these top tier striking guys, and you put out this premium product, and the baits look like shit. Why wouldn't you use your pro staff to come out with a premium product like the old school Bomber Pradco Pro Autograph Series? Strike King makes a run, charge $14, $15, premium paint jobs, hooks. The Strike King Tour Grade Tournament Series. There you go. Because yes, there's a lot of younger generation that's really driving the market and whatnot. But then you get guys in their mid 20s to 30s to 40s that are like, they don't channel what kicking their bass TV is. No offense to him. No, it's cool. I've met him. They don't channel what the Guggen squad's doing, but they'll pay a little bit extra to have a KVD J300 jerk bait that's in 3 limited colors, or a Greg Hackney flipping jig, or Andy Montgomery buzz bait, or a Mark Menendez special flat side. And I would like to see that. I've always said, and I've talked to Casey about this at 6 Cents, I would love to see a special line of baits that all the pro staff / fishermen, just maybe it's a limited color or two, call it the Team 6 collection, and do 1 or 2 baits every quarter. Hey, the new spinnerbait's coming out pretty soon. Let's get a Ben Milliken signature color. Let's get a Baitman signature color, which y'all know what that'll be. And let's get a roll and have 5 or 6 different colors. Run them for 3 months. Gone. Come in the fall, hey, we're going to do special run of catwalks. Let's do 3 or 4 Team 6 colors. That's how I look at that, because one, you're putting new stuff out there, and you're really utilizing your pro staff, your influencers, to go out and do their job and promote it. Those are guys you're paying, that you're helping out anyway. That would be the equivalent, I feel like that would be the equivalent of, putting Wanahune or Dick Duckett on baits. Yes, Nathan, I definitely remember the Babe, man. It's right here. That is the Babe. I've got about 4 left. Dude, Matt Luna is a really good guy. I like Luna a lot. And he's a good fisherman. He's a good fisherman. O.H. Ivy Shad. There you go. I like that. Dude, evidently they're still freaking catching giants out at O.H. Ivy. So shout out to Josh Jones and Break Cannon. They caught like 5 DDs last week down there. It's unreal. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm saying. I don't stunt it. They have so many resources, and I'm not taking any away from kicking their bass TV. This is just a rant. I think I've met him. He was a really nice kid. Was good to me. Now, what he does on his self promotions and stuff like that, that's him. But you would think a company that has all these resources, top tier pros, and knowing that audience, that most of the guys are buying Strike King, the higher end stuff. They're doing it because the pros are fishing them. And I'll tell you right now, there's very few deep crankbaits as good or better than a 6XD. I mean, it is a staple for anybody on the Tennessee River. I mean, I love 6 cents baits, throw them all the time, but dude, the 6XD catches them. A Series 3 in the springtime, it's amazing. So I don't know if you need to have all these, a company like Lou's, or the company that's owned Lou's. Stay in your lane is what I'm trying to say. Make reels. That's what you're known for. Your bait casting reels are one of the best selling reels in the country worldwide. Yes, Doyo makes the reels, but what I'm saying is that's your bread and butter. Why go into hard baits? And if you're going to do it, why would you do it where they're just so? So anyway, enough of that rant. Dude, Beach Lake. I know a little bit about Beach Lake, Will. And Jank Juice would be a good one there. Let's see. Dude, Nathan, I'm trying to find some more. I need to get a hold of those guys. If I had the money, and here's the bigger kicker. It's not just the money. If I can't even find much time to stream more than once a week or upload another video, if I had the time and the money, I would absolutely buy the Babe, the whole operation. I mean, not only could I sell one, I could do a ton. No, Scottsboro did not sell out, so you can still get the regular hand-poured Scottsboro swim baits. The Yum is just a special deal. There's no eyeballs in it. It's very limited color. They're not hand-poured. They use the same style mold, but they're not a hand pour. as far as I know. I could be wrong, but they're good bait. And so I actually think Yum and Scottsboro, I said this before, I think that's a great, marriage there. They've done Tim at Scottsboro Tackle right. They put their logo on it. Basically, this is a collaboration. Not saying they made their own bait, and they did the whole A-Rig package as well. So I agree, Swim School. Some are worse than all. I mean, you could say I'm a 6th Sense fanboy. It doesn't bother me too much. I use the baits from them that and that work. The ones I don't use, I don't really talk about. And I think that's better than bashing a brand and stuff like that. If there's something you don't really care for, just don't talk about it, But I will say that there you go. Hellbass says it's just like a Scottsboro license agreement. There you go. Dude, this one is as close to Jank Juice as you'll get. I think they call this Grave Digger. And there's a really light one, a light purple one. Yes. Hellbass like the Buka and Baby Bull Catch Co. Catch Co made the bait. Buka licensed the name and design to them. So, dude, here's the thing about the bait. A mold maker could definitely do it. But the formula in that plastic, I don't think anyone can just replicate. I always put it that way. It is, I know people that's tried to knock off the XPS swimmer in the past, and that's fine. It's a discontinued bait. It's fair game. The bait's discontinued. 3F Fishing, they own the molds for the bait, but it's definitely a bait that's a reproduction. So that's fair game. The problem is a couple of other companies that have tried to produce the same bait. It's too stiff. It doesn't swim right. And that plastic in the bait, it's very brittle. I mean, they tear apart. But, man, when you got it right, you got that retrieve right. That little head would just be wiggling. So, I do have quite the hat and T-shirt collection. I've got a few hats back here. Just thought I'd give Mr. Wanahum a shout out. Now I know his memes aren't for everybody, and I just thought it would be funny. He sent me a hat since so many people think I am, and let's just be honest, I don't watch as much adult entertainment as he does. So, Simon, what is my favorite swim bait? Man, that's a really hard one. I guess it depends on what time of the year and what they're biting. Right now, I really love the whale. I'd like to dedicate a full video, just maybe a quick YouTube video on how I rig the whale in different situations. The Babe is definitely in the top tier, but dude, day in and day out, it's really hard to beat the Scottsboro swim bait. Scottsboro 5-inch or Ignite 5-inch swim bait is really, really good. Now, Ignite has a lot more colors. Scottsboro, they have the original mold, and they know how to run that thing. So, what I like about those two, again, versatile. You can put them on jig head. You can put them on belly hook. So, let's see. I had a good question here. All right. So anyway, I'm gonna go over my my setups I had in the tournament. So, this is my Carolina rig. Actually, no, this is my. You want to see a setup where I didn't catch any fish? This was a Texas rig Hogwalla. I only caught one bass on here, so we didn't talk about that. But I actually had the whale on here quite a bit. I use a 7.3 heavy ESP rod for just a Texas rig most of the time. But I throw my whale on this rod all the time. It loads up really, really well. So the whale is really good on the axle swim jig because the axle is a bigger profile. And I want to show you something too since you mentioned it. I did catch one on this. So here's a nice little pro tip here. So 6 Sense Divine swim jig. All right. And that is a whale on the back, but what I did is I actually cut it in half. The top had blown out of this whale, much like and I put it on the back of the swim jig, and I trim the skirt just a little bit. Man, this thing has some huge motion to it. That tail kicks and the whole swim jig really vibrates. I didn't throw this much. Had an idea that maybe later in the day we would go to some docks. We did. I had one swap at it from outside of a dock, but yeah, you're gonna check this out. And that it's got that real chunky tail on it. It really moves some water for a swim jig, and the way I fish it, I throw it out there and I kind of pop it and it really flares it out. So when you get these whale swim baits, like you got this one right here of mine that's really torn up, you can take your little knife, and they're soft enough you can actually just kind of twist them in half, and you get this big chunky tail. Yeah, put that on the back of your swim bait. The only thing is the whale is segmented, so you gotta use your screw lock up top. But so after they done chewed them up, like this guy right here, if y'all can see them teeth marks, yeah, this thing has just been eaten. He's missing a fin almost over here. You can kind of cut them in half there, cut them right behind the fin, and you can put them on the back of a swim jig. So that's a little hack there, because I was in a situation where I had some swim jigs and I'm like, crap, I forgot my trailers, and I was like, whoa, shoot, I got this whale that's chewed up, so I cut that thing in half. Any tips on getting the whale to swim straight on a belly weighted hook? I love the action, but they were heck to tune. So I don't have an issue. We'll try this one, see if we can rig this one up real quick, because I definitely got a hook in here somewhere. See if I can find my belly weighted hooks. Alright, so this is the one I use all the time. This is the 6/0 3/8. 6/0 3/8. Make sure you get your hook in this, your spring in the center, and I just whoop. By the way, if you got mended, it works great on the whale. Get nice and straight here, screw it up, and I kind of leave just a little bit of gap between the hook and the spring. All right, and I'll center this and go, okay, I know where my hook's going to come out. I'll push it down to the bottom of the slit. I'm just going to come out nice and even in the back. Oof. This one's been chewed up so much, it's going to get hard to rig. Whoa. If your spring keeper rotates on you too hard, it will make it difficult as well. Yeah, I can't rig this one because I've rigged it many times and it's blowing out the nose. Let's see if this other one will work. That's why I always use fresh baits. Golly. Yeah, I'll leave that gap there because when this thing rotates, when you rig it up, it can get hung up. There we go. That's a perfect one right there. So I want that hook coming out the back just like that right there. It's going to be nice and almost nice and even, and I've just barely exposed the hook point. That should run really, really straight. I know it won't look perfectly straight, but that's going to run really, really good. And I know this one runs true because I've been throwing it quite a bit. So I use the 6/0 and 3/8. And so my point is, a lot of guys, Doug, there you go, size 4. I'll tell you guys, whether it's a Bastrix, the Whale, any other belly weighted hook, I always go up a size. So a lot of guys would use like a 4/0 or a 5/0 for a 5-inch bait. I'm going to use a 6/0. Those bass, they really don't care about the hook dangling down there. I just feel I hook up a lot better. When I get a bite and set the hook on that belly weighted hook, a little bit bigger hook, it's going to go. Dude, they do hold up good. That's because they're solid. I was really worried about it. And I rig these on a jig head a lot too. Let's see here. Dude, BKK makes some good hooks, man. They really do. Favorite ridgeworm color? Simon, I like plum, man. Plum's a really, really good one. That's the one I like the best. I've been throwing electric shiner. I haven't really caught many on it. I did last year. That ghost pearl, dude, that's the deal. But all right, let me get back to what I was talking about. Here's the money rig. Y'all want to talk old school? Check this out. Carolina rig. Yes, this is my old school Shimano Chronarch 100. 3-to-1, 6-4-to-1 gear ratio. They don't make these no more. But you know what? I was worried about using this, and then I said, you know what? When I was 18 to 24, this is all I used. It didn't matter if it was a crankbait, a buzzbait, a Carolina rig, a jig, and I caught a ton of fish. So I'm not going to get worked up that I couldn't find a 8-to-1 gear ratio reel. And so, if fishing this thing that slow, that gear ratio really wasn't an issue. But here's my rig. So this Carolina rig, this is a 6 cents. It's the pre-rig tungsten rig. Matter of fact, I just unboxed it like a month ago, and I've got 20-pound Sunline Assassin, and then I've got a 12-pound FC Sniper leader. But this is a half-ounce tungsten weight, and that was really key in my opinion, because these smallmouth, I feel those heavier weights, they tend to grab the bait and run off. They feel that weight when they pick it up. This lighter one, dude, if there isn't a yeah, you know, if I put a Gomexus handle on this like Weston Smith, probably would have upgraded my sack. And then that's the exact bait I caught them on. That's the Hog Walla, and I believe it's like watermelon violet, watermelon bluegill. What is it? I don't know. Watermelon gill is what I think. It's kind of a watermelon blue flake. And old school guys would know that watermelon blue is one of my favorite all-time zoom colors on Kentucky Lake. So I kept my leader about 2 foot. And as a matter of fact, I would have a smaller leader parts of the day. And man, I would throw this thing out there and just painfully drag it. But they ate it. And this is my rod. This is the first fishing day I really had with this Mag Heavy USA series from 6 cents, 7'4" Mag Heavy. This thing is a freaking beast with a Carolina rig. I can't wait to drag football jigs with it. But when you pour the coals to them and set the hook, they ain't coming off. And nothing special, man. No special hook. This is just a 4/0 6 cents jugular hook, and that's really what did the damage. I think I caught 5 on the Carolina rig, and I caught a 4.7 smallmouth. My partner, he caught one almost 4 pounds, and I caught 2 more keepers. But it was a 3-fish limit, so don't let it fool you. The keeper 15-incher and 3-fish limit doesn't matter much. But Sycamore, you know what's funny is my partner was throwing a watermelon lizard, and dude, that Hog Walla on the Carolina rig, they like it. I think it floats a little bit more. It's not as bulky as a profile, but it's got that like swimming action. I think they really like that. Michael, they've already spawned here on Kentucky Lake, largemouth and smallmouth. There's a lot of fish that probably are in post spawn that need to spawn, or haven't, yeah, that have already spawned. But I wouldn't put it past to find some fish spawning. Do you do that weird Carolina rig throw? No, I just chunk it out there, man. Man, yes, so I like Lucky Strike Big Worm. I love the ringworm. And I do like the lizard, man. And that Hog Walla, the 6 cents Hog Walla, it's kind of if anybody remembers the old Harville chicken's foot, it's kind of like a cross between the chicken's foot and like the reaction man bear pig. But dude, it catches them. It's really actually one of my favorite soft plastics from 6 cents. That's why I had one Texas rigged up. But because I shit you guys not, here's the other bait that I caught them on. This is a 6 cents crube. Now, I've really found the best hook for this. I didn't actually catch any on this color, just FYI. We ended up going over to Lake Barkley, so I switched up to the black and blue crube and pitched some shallow cover. Didn't really catch them on that. What I caught them on was this color right here. And I've got to order some from Tackle Warehouse because 6 cents is out. This color right here, dude, the smallmouth love this. This is that gravel crawl. It's got like that magic crawl, clearish blue with that red flake. It just looks very natural. And so I've got this rigged up here on I thought it was a 3/0. I made a mistake. This is actually a 2/0 Gamakatsu G Finesse heavy cover worm hook. And man, it is perfect. And I just rig it up here. I like the clear side down. Go in and out. I'm going to keep this rigged up because I may go fishing again this week. And you've got that little keeper there. And it comes right out into the plastic. And then I expose that. But I caught a lot of smallmouth on this. Just going down like a pea gravel bank where my partner's throwing the Carolina rig. And I would just drag this around and catch a few fish. This is a 5/16 tungsten weight. It doesn't matter what brand. But I will say, I threw it on this Kistler 7-foot medium heavy. I know that's weird. 7-foot medium heavy. It's the sparse cover rod. Dude, this rod is amazing. I like the shorter handle on it. Dude, it performed really well. Super sensitive rod. So when I was throwing that small crube or whatnot, I really like this Kistler rod. I'm not a guy, I don't like a lot of 7.5, 7.6, 7.7 worm rods. If I'm Texas rigging, shallow cover, fishing brush piles, 7 foot to 7.3 is about as long as I go. Really like the 7 foot. Now, Carolina rig, I like that 7.4, even a 7.5, pick up a little bit more slack because I'm just sitting there dragging it. But dude, that Kistler helium rod, it's a really nice rod. I like those. So yeah, I don't know what the Doe Live Beaver color Fred is. I haven't watched a lot of hookup tackle stuff lately, so. Let's see. Lizard gets pretty good mixed bag at Barron. Dude, I got a buddy that's going to fishing at Barron. Good question. Jordan Bertram, is Kentucky Lake ever going to be as good as it used to be? Yes and no. I think it'd be a better smallmouth fishery than it's ever been. I don't know if it'd be as good as largemouth until we get grass back. I don't think at this point it has nothing to do with the carp. It's all about TVA's management of the water during the spawn and cover. I'll be honest, I really didn't see that many carp when I was fishing last week. They're still there, but yes, you can put the earplug in it for C-rig, and I don't even know if you need an earplug. It's kind of wild. The first fish I caught on the crube, I actually got a bite, and I threw it back, and before it hit the bottom, my line took off, and we were actually fishing kind of a deep brush pile. And that is true, Kyle. I do feel like if the lake gets back, it's going to get pounded. So it's kind of a catch-22 because you want the tourism, you want people to experience Kentucky Lake, but you don't want it to get butt raped again. And that's really what happened. Dude, I like Kistler rods, McMullen. They were my first sponsor way back in the day, and they sent me that rod last fall or summer, and I was really grateful for that. And that's my favorite, like, light Texas rigging rod. I've thrown those finesse Kitech jigs on there. Really like it. It's very versatile. So And that's another thing, Darren, I want to throw in there. Small shaky heads. I might order. I'll spend my own money. I might order another one. You ever guys get a rod that you love but you love it so much you'd like to have 2 or 3 so you can use 2 or 3 different things on it? That's how I feel about the ESP 7.3 heavy, dude. That's a good. It's a good swim bait rod. I can throw spinner baits on it. It's a good worm rod. I agree, Will. I agree. What size hook would you use on a booty shaker swim bait? Man, I don't throw the booty shaker swim bait. They just do this to me. It's just like the tail doesn't really thump. It just spins. I'm not a big fan of that. And it has nothing to do with Jinko or anything. I know some guys really like them. I've never had good luck on it, but it just depends on what size booty shaker. You know what I mean? If you're talking a 3-4 inch, then probably a 3/0 hook. If you're talking a 6 inch, probably a 5/0. Well, back when I was 21, 22 years old, and selling Kistler rods for Sporting Goods store, I actually called them up. I called Kistler up and said, hey, me and my fishing partner have been using these rods. I want to stock them in the store. I had a really good talk with Billy Kistler. And he said, send me some pictures of your tournaments. So I sent him some pictures, and then the next day he called me back and said, hey, man, I want a guy that not only is selling my rods but using them, and how about I send you a dozen rods? And I'm like, holy cow. And he said, keep track of how many you sell, and I'll help you out. And that's how it worked. It's very simple back then. I didn't have to do X amount of social media posts and all that stuff. And just to be honest, we were catching a lot of fish and winning some money. So I really like the ESP rod. It's really nice. The Lew's Dock Skipper TP1. All right, so here's a little Baitman thing, a trigger. You can skip a dock with any rod. Like literally, you can take a Dobbin 795 and a big swim bait, and you can skip a swim bait under a dock. A rod isn't going to make you a better skipper. What makes you good at skipping is practice and time and understanding angles. Like, you can't just sling a bait at the water and it's going to skip. You've got to get the right angle. Now, a rod with a little bit of tip that kind of gives it a little push, it definitely helps. But I get it's really wild how many people say, I'm going to buy a dock skipper rod and I can go skip docks. Well, you can go buy a 7-foot medium heavy and you can do just as good as long as it's got the right tip. So, anyway. Dude, that's the small ignites are really, really good baits. So, what series power Kistler would you use for a light square bill or mid runner cranks? I'd have to look at their cranking rods. It's been a long time since I like their old school cranking rods, but if I'm anything that's a light square bill or mid runner, I want just like a medium. Like whether it's a Loomis, 843, something like that, just a 3 power. Thanks, David. Yes, Will. So skipping is a lot on that release point. What's up, Cool Grande Sweets? Thanks, Robert. I feel old as shit for as much overtime as I'm working, so I appreciate that compliment. Yeah, I like a shorter rod because I'm short. I'm like 5'5" on a good day. I am taller than Byron at Missile Baits. Whoa. Well, it's spelled Y-O-U''RE. I'm just kidding, Nathan. You get 8 to 10 inches longer skips with my dock skipper rod. Huh. Well, I mean, I had the Tatua Elite 7-1 dock rod, and it was too stiff for me. I didn't care for it. But also, you got to keep in mind, I suck at fishing. So, that's just my opinion. So, remember, Nathan, I suck at fishing. And I don't skip docks as much as I used to. Dude, 843 Loomis is badass. Probably one of the best balsa crankbait rods ever made. Everyone's forgot about 6'6", 6'8", 6'10". That heater rod I got over here, it's only, and apologies to Justin Royal. I haven't really got on the bite to throw my heater rod yet. 6.9. We all like a little 6.9 action. This is a really nice feeling rod. You know, for what I'm going to do with it, throwing small cranks. Mostly going to be my popping rod. No problem, Sycamore. I'll be back this week. We get some more streaming in. We'll get us a nice topic, like just deep cranks. 6.9, great for jerk baits, great for topwater. I'm not going to throw a lot of big walking baits on this, but good fluke stick. So, kids these days will never know a true precise roll cast. Dude, that's one thing I miss about that water coming up on Kentucky Lake in the bushes, roll casting that little bitty spinner bait around the bushes and under laydowns, man. Yes, Nick, it was with the buddy tournament. My old school fishing partner I used to fish with, he called me up and said, man, if you ain't working overtime, you want to fish with me? And I was like, you know what? I will do it. You know what's really cool, Dax, is someone who can skip a spook under dot cables. I've seen it done. I can do it every now and then, but these guys at the Ozarks, man, they can really do that. And skip whopper ploppers. The Pro White swim baits, yeah, they're good for snook and tarpon. Absolutely. Just put them up on a jig head, man. What are you doing, Neely? Why aren't you inside?
I just want.
Come on. We got a guest. Come here. Ugh. This is Neely. She's really been wanting to come on the bait show. Her hair is getting really, really long. You got anything to say to the folks?
It's getting long to my back.
It's getting long to your back?
Yeah.
You like all these baits in here?
Yeah.
Yeah? What's your favorite bait?
Purple and pink.
Purple and pink baits? Do I have any of those?
You have purple.
I do have purple fish. What about purple worms?
Probably.
What about purple spinner baits?
I don't know.
Do you like to go fishing?
Yeah?
Yeah? You gonna catch some big ones this summer?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Are you gonna get on YouTube?
Yeah.
Yeah? Are you excited?
Yeah.
Yeah? Have you been a good girl?
Yeah.
You want some ice cream later?
Yeah.
Okay. Alright, get down. I'll get you some ice cream, okay? Can I get a kiss?
Yeah.
Thank you. I love you.
Okay.
She is wild, and she is getting big. I skipped a dang spinnerbait on accident. Dude, that's crazy how that works. I'm like that, man, for a long time. I couldn't skip like a floating worm, but I could skip a jig, so. Dude, I have been busy, Jonah. I appreciate it. In fact, I gotta be at work early tonight, so I'm gonna call it quits. But I just wanted to talk about a little bit of fishing, do a little bit of ranting. I know I haven't been streaming as much as everything, and let you guys know I still appreciate you guys joining when I stream. We need to get this back to streaming at least once a week, maybe twice. I think I'm gonna have Ben Nowak come on here. We're going to talk some smallmouth fishing. That's Ben's strength. And I'm really intrigued by what's going on with the smallmouth here where I live. And we'll talk about some differences on how we approach them and baits and stuff like that. But before I let you go, I want you guys to know, Tackle Warehouse is having a Memorial Day sale. Starts Thursday at 8 o'clock in the morning Pacific Standard Time. Use my link. It's going to be 15% off, 10% more if you're a veteran. So you could get up to 25% off on Tackle Warehouse. Use that link in the description of my videos. Give me a little bit of help. So, dude, that's crazy, James. But I'm going to jump off here. I'll be back this week. Probably look for a stream Wednesday. Just depends on my overtime schedule. Hopefully I don't have to work over 7. So we may have a late night or two. And watch for some videos. What's up, Brian Crawford? My man, you need